In our last episode, with the help of the evil scientist Dr. Arkeville, the evil Decepticons trapped Grimlock and Wheelie in an evil box as part of their evil plan to do evil. With the help of an Energon blade, Da Vinci, and an old-fashioned, Grimlock was freed from his plastic prison. Now, his transformation cog damaged, Grimlock must rely on help to transform, as we begin this episode of Grimlock Saga Part 2, Henshin Dino. Before I get into it, you know what's something I really appreciated when Transformers the movie came out in 1986? Credits. I was fascinated with voice actors from an early age. I was that kid who would notice that voice from all the best holiday specials.
Frosty's not gone for good.
I hate toys.
You must find the baby New Year.
Was also the voice from Hardware Wars.
Experience the expensive, spine-tingling special effects as you become catapulted into the dazzling dimension of Dino-Space.
And from all the best rides at Disneyland.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion.
But at that age and at that time, I had no way of learning that his name was Paul Frees, and he was an absolute baller. Even when VCRs came along and you could pause and read the credits, most of the time the voice credits would just be a big list of everyone who did a voice that season. Not much help. There were voice actors who were known outside of animation, like Casey Kasem.
Sorry we goofed, Shaggy. That's okay. Like it's a pleasure to be captured by good guys for a change.
Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles.
Scatman Crothers.
Gas to Moonbase 2! Jazz to Moonbase 2!
Excuse me, lovable lady Fuzz. I better get back to my chores.
How'd you like some ice cream, Doc?
Don Messick was one of the best-known voice actors at Hanna-Barbera.
Good to see you. But I'm not Carolyn. I'm Boo Boo.
I've been working for them ever since they started their own company 25 years ago.
And you do Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, I'm Scooby-Doo.
I hope my boy's watching. He'll flip out.
And he even did a live-action turn in the short-lived 1984 sitcom The Duck Factory.
He's never left us in a lurch like this before.
Yes, with a very young Jim Carrey. And of course, the force of nature that was Mel Blanc.
Don't worry about it. I found the card, I put it in the package, I wrapped it as a gift, and I sent it down to the delivery room. But I forgot to sign it.
But those were the exceptions. I had no real way of knowing who did what until Transformers the movie. Both times I saw the movie in the theater, I stayed through the credits, mostly to rock out one more time. But also to squint at the screen and try to commit some of the names to memory before they scrolled away. Then I get the VHS, meaning I rent it and copy it on 2 VCRs, and I can finally pause and learn, okay, Megatron is Frank Welker.
Welcome, Laserbeak. Unlike some of my other warriors, you never fail me.
And he's all over the place. I recognized his voice as Fred.
Well, those footprints weren't made by a chicken. It looks like we found ourselves a mystery.
And as Ray Stantz.
Just to annoy Peter, what say we call you Slimer?
And as Slimer, which I didn't even realize at the time. But anytime you hear those cute critter vocalizations, odds are good that's Frank Welker too.
Oh, Cutie!
I need to remain undercover, so I'm blanking your memory.
Let's go home, you dumb poop machine.
And Bumblebee was Dan Gilvezan.
Prime, I know you're not evil. I believe in you.
Who was also Spider-Man.
I learned something important that night. I learned that with great power, there must also come great responsibility.
Granted, I wasn't able to learn much more than names, but it was a gateway to a deeper appreciation of the talented people who make animation. All from the movie that gave us this.
Tell Grimlock about Petro Rabbits again. I'll give you Petro Rabbits.
So you saw me unbox Grimlock and Wheelie and free them from their plastic prison. My next step was to begin the 27-step transformation process and whiz it around step 4. Look, I was never a big toy collector. Toys cost more than my paper route paid, while TV was free. And I'm not going to go forcing the expensive toy with these big meat hooks. Clearly something else had to be done. Clearly I needed a training montage. We have the Grimlock toy in robot mode with his bitchin' plastic gun and his small friend Wheelie. And of course, a bourbon old-fashioned. That's good, Energon. So here we go. We're going to remove Wheelie and we're going to remove the gun. Now to start, we're going to fold Grimlock's hands up into his arms here. Now we're going to do the feet. We're going to fold over his feet. We turn them around back. We open up these leg wing things. These are the tips of his dinosaur tail, so we're going to fold those out. We're going to fold his legs into themselves. And if you can see, there's a little nub in there to hold these together. So that's what that should look like at this point. Now we'll turn this around. We'll fold out the tips of his dino tail, and we'll fold these back over the legs. And that's his dinosaur tail. Next step, we take his whole chest section and just slide that down to make his dino legs. Then we take his robot head, we fold that down into the body. We take what are the wings on his back, we fold those around. Snap that together good. And finally, we bring his dino head forward, and that is a transformed Dinobot. So once again, here's the Studio 86 Grimlock, and here is the vintage 86 Grimlock. And this is a stiff drink. And here he is. Once I got the hang of it, it was pretty fun. I'll happily unbox and transform any toys you want to send my way. Hint, hint. And thanks to my friend and coworker Rob for a fantastic birthday gift. So, couple of things before I go. You may have noticed my Dexter-inspired avatar here on the channel on social media. That's the work of my good friend Christian Salas. I'm so excited that he was the first person to do one of these after my blockheaded attempt. Christian is legit the greatest artist I know, and you can find out for yourself at chrissalas.com. I recently commissioned another talented artist to do a new one of these. It'll be debuting soon, and I'm very excited about it. Second, my good friend Carolyn Nichols is part of a team of paranormal investigators called the Night Crew.
Hello, haunted ones. Welcome to the Night Crew Paranormal Channel.
They're here on YouTube, and you can check them out at the link above one of my shoulders. Finally, I want to know what cartoons you loved that were canceled way too soon. You can @ me on Twitter, or do it in the comments while you're clicking all those buttons down there to like and subscribe. And while you're in the comments, tell me about Petro Rabbits.
Somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it.